But I'm going to start us off here on the very first episode of The Last Dab.
Woo!
And just give you an introduction on me. And I think I'm starting this one off because I'm the youngin'. I'm the young boy here. And I wanted to start this podcast off by saying that me being the younger guy, bringing, getting brought up into your guys' world, from the reason why I know all three of you guys is my brother Cody. But I think even without my brother, I was gonna meet you guys. I was bound to cross your paths at one point.
Our energy,
something
Right.
we got that
like
minds,
It wasn't anything that had to do with Cody while we were here watching the Last Dance, and not that we wouldn't have brought him a part of it, but just saying that was
But and what you were saying, Cody is the reason why I know you guys, but the reason behind The Last Dab is a lot more. It's something that took a lot of interest in all of us. But another thing, me being the youngin', like I said, it's been very interesting over the years, even getting to know you guys. But just because I kind of looked up to you guys when we were in middle school or high school, I looked up to you guys because you guys were showing me the ways. You guys were having fun with me no matter what, that I was that chubby little brat, whatever I was.
Running down the street.
The old Mike Jet.
You guys accepted me, and that was the cool thing about it, man. And I feel very welcome and comforted when I'm around you guys. That's why you're my brothers. Proud to call that.
I feel like that needs to happen more, man. Just in life, people need to bring in. Obviously, we're not much older than you, but it's just that mindset of a couple years in school.
You need some guidance.
People are young, man. They need people that can, you know what I mean. Let them join and feel the same.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think a big thing for me was I got 4 older brothers and siblings, so I'm the youngest of my family to begin with, and everybody I know is older than me because of them. Everything I've been surrounded with since I was a little kid has just been older people. I think that's part of the reason why I'm more mature than a lot of people my age.
Yeah,
or
learn from all our fuck ups.
Yeah, you guys showed me the way, but it's also, we do need more of that because not everybody has siblings. There's a lot of people out there who are just a single child,
Or in a good friend group.
They don't get to see some of that connections between siblings, and then they go out into the world and they're just looking to be accepted because they don't go home to that. But we do need more people like that, and you guys have done a great job with that. You should feel proud of yourself bringing little Mike up in the world.
Shoot, man. You made it easy though.
Bad influence.
Mike Jeff right there.
Yeah, man,
he's coming.
We barely molded it.
Yeah.
It was already there. The material, everything was there.
Mostly bad influence, though. Most of the time.
It was
man, we learn.
Yeah.
We are here learning.
Good with no bad.
That's true.
We're here
all
just
right,
learning.
Here you go. This is how you do it. This is how you don't get caught.
Hey, it's better doing it with you guys than some other people that would have got me way, way, way further down the line.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
True.
We're sitting here talking like we just did all kinds of crazy shit, which we did.
We did.
But
Not
we were out there smoking crack. Guys,
No doubt, yeah.
No crack.
Yeah, we got our marijuana, the Mary Jane. That's all we ever really messed with, man.
I got
Little
drunk
underage
way too
drinking.
often. Way too
Underage.
often.
Little underage
I threw up
drinking.
way too much.
But look where we're at now. I'm 23. Vince is
23.
23.
Also, yeah.
And then you're 21. It's a lot of people almost, this is kind of college years for people. They kind of dive into it now. Oh, I'm 20s. I'm mid, low 20s. Let's get crazy. And I don't know if I'm just speaking for myself, but I feel like we're all kind of past that. We want to we want to have a great night. But when it comes to just pointless kind of wasting, it's almost a waste of time. You know what I mean?
A lot to invest into.
A lot to invest in. Our bodies are a little different.
It's crazy that we literally live in a country, and I'm not going to say a world, but the country we live in, it is so normal and custom to get kids at 18, 19 years old when they get out of high school, and you're a kid when
That's
you're
a kid.
age. You're a kid. We're all still kids, in my opinion. I mean, we're grown or whatever, but to be it blows my mind to see people go to college for $50,000 to $200,000 plus dollars.
It's a lot of money.
And they pay that the rest of their life.
Interest. Think of
how
interest
do you make
on that.
big of a decision when you're
Dude.
that young of an age?
Yeah,
Parents,
you know what you want to do. I never knew what I wanted to do. Like I thought I did, but I really didn't. Like at that age, like
I'm not saying college is a bad
I
thing,
don't know.
but my goodness, the amount of money
no.
you spend
If you
is just
private schools are a lot of money.
yeah.
They
I'm
charge
like, hey man, I
compared
can't
to
pay it
public
right
schools.
now. I can't pay it. Right now.
They're like, what do you
They're like,
mean?
okay, sign the loan.
On my deathbed,
Sign
I can't pay it. No.
You know, another thing I wanted to mention was we're all for doing this, and I don't think there's a lot of other people that could do this.
Right.
And I think
We ain't
that's awesome.
too known,
We're unique fellas, boys, and I think this is gonna be a fun podcast.
Yeah.
I feel like we all don't mind putting ourselves out there.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
I've gotten to the point where I don't care. Like I don't care what people think.
Our
I don't know.
personality's right
Yeah.
there in
I
front
mean,
of us.
I feel like it's like a good time, you know. Shoot, you know,
Yeah.
everybody stay inside.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Didn't even
like-
think about that. It
Every
is a good
every
time.
Sunday hanging out,
Yeah.
just chilling,
So
Yeah.
chilling,
I mean, that-
chilling.
that was a little bit about me. You know, I got
Yeah.
4 older brothers and siblings. You guys will learn more about all of us, you know, through the episodes to come. But I just wanted to mention that I am the youngin', but it's not gonna matter. I'm right there with you guys.
Yeah.
You know, it's not gonna matter.
Big youngin.
We on the same, we all on the same level.
Mike Jeff.
It's Mike Jeff right there.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yep. I'm Vince Smith. I go by Vinny.
My man.
Let's see. I met Jared first. I met him in first grade or no, third grade.
Third grade,
at Stokes. And then let's see. I met Mike through Cody, like he was saying. Little chubby Mike Jeff walking down the street, coming down. I remember seeing him the first time in like 7th grade, coming down with his backpack and everything.
Bro, you changed a lot, man.
Yeah.
Like you, dude.
And glasses. And
It took a
everything.
while, man. I feel like
Yeah.
freaking
You matured a
half
lot.
the kids in my grade had beards in like 8th grade.
Yeah.
Bro, you're looking good, dude.
I was the chubby little
you're
like
looking good.
fuck.
It's almost better to not mature quickly.
8th grade, we're like, Mike Jeff. Mike Jeff was in 6th grade. He'd be like all chubby, shy and everything. Like, Mike Jeff, all the girls would be
He's
on
our
him.
boy.
Yeah. I met Barnes. Barnes been the homie since 7th grade.
7th grade.
Taught me what rap was, really. That's when I
Yeah.
first started getting into rap.
Right.
Drake, Eminem.
Bro,
Gucci.
7th grade, that was
Wayne.
what, 09?
Yeah, 09.
Bro,
yeah.
09 was a crazy
Yeah,
year for
10,
music.
10
09
was
and
crazy.
2010.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that was that trend. We, like, were woken. We were
Dude,
like,
yeah, I
holy
was.
shit, these are...
Like, I knew about Eminem and stuff like
Of
back in the day, but then, like,
course.
Recovery
Kanye-
came out, like,
Kanye
no
came
Kitty,
out
that all
with,
they hit. Yeah,
I think
yeah.
Beautiful Dark
Kid
Twisted
Cudi.
Fantasy.
Kid Cudi was
Cudi,
2010.
Man on the Moon
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
Kendrick was
Yeah.
starting
Yeah.
to really
Yeah.
pop.
Kanye's was 2010.
J.
now
Cole
that I
starting to get
remember,
into
but
it.
Yeah.
2011. Yeah.
2008 to like 2012.
Lil
man.
Wayne, 2010,
Still,
2011.
Drake, yeah.
Wayne, yep.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Young Money.
That's crazy. We're sitting here talking about that too, about the time of music that like really influenced our lives. But
Yeah.
some of the, the older people, they say it's a different time and different
It
artists.
is.
It's like that's what we got into, and that's what brought us up. That's what made us.
It's almost what inspired us, and that's what's great about like Wayne. I mean, even Drake, Cudi, our favorite.
Big
like
Brother.
they were Future.
Wiz was starting to get
Wiz,
into it.
Future.
Yeah.
Wiz was Wiz was
grade,
dropping
yeah.
helly mixtapes. Future was dropping like 8 in a row. All these people paid homage to the greats.
Mac
Paid
Miller.
Mac Miller pre-rolls in it. Okay. They were all 0.5, so that's 3.5. Tell me why 3 of them were 0.8. Okay.
Damn.
And that's after I weighed the cone. That's after I weighed the cone. Because I had some cones by myself. Boom, boom. Weighed the cone, right? It was 0.25, 0.3. Some of these were 1.5, like 1.15. So 1.15 minus 0.3, you're looking at 0.8. And these are supposed to be 0.5. There were 3 of those like that. And then the rest were all like 0.5.
Well,
So they hooked me the fuck
what's
up,
up.
bro. And this is some OG 18 indica, baby.
That sounds fire.
OG 18.
Oh, this is the little tiny one too. I smoked
like
all the fat ones.
You cannot go wrong going with just some OG. Anything.
Anything OG. The thing about the numbers too, those are the classic ones.
As long as
Like
that says
any OG with the numbers
Oh,
are
really?
classic. Yeah, that's the ones that they use to cross like strains and shit. Like any type of OG that you see, it's a hybrid. It has an OG.
Which one is that one you said?
This is OG 18.
18.
Strong.
That's the Pate. That's the Pate Manning pack.
When we get back in,
we're recording.
Touchdown, bitch.
What was that? As I was saying, I feel like my musical influence from that time, like in 8th grade, 7th grade, freshman year, and sophomore year, like it's brought into like my life still nowadays. I feel like I still like influences everything and what I listen to now.
For real, dude. Because like,
gotta refer to it.
I feel like it's hard to listen to like new artists now.
It is, man.
I'm like, God, I don't
unless
know.
they damn near get like the torch by the artist that I like, I almost like, and that really shouldn't be a thing because you got to give people a try. You know what I mean? Like you can't form an opinion based off image or, I mean, it's really image. It's only image nowadays with music, and that's what sucks about music. You see who you're listening to
or they may hear it though. You know, they may hear it first, and they're like,
yeah, and you're like, huh? And then you look at them, you're like, the fuck?
Yeah. And
it's almost like, damn, like it almost sucks that it's everything almost relies on image when it comes to music.
Yeah.
So with that, you know, Vince said he met me when I was 7th grade. So like obviously by now we can all tell like I was kind of the last person to be met. I was born in Avon. I went to Avon for a little bit, and then a little bit of Brownsburg, and then I had moved to Lebanon. That was 7th grade. We had, you know, started playing sports. That's kind of like how we football. That's how we all got really acquainted.
Yeah.
Wrestling.
Yeah.
Bro, I always forget that we wrestled. That picture of us. That picture of us, bro. I got my knee up so fucking high, bro. What the fuck am I doing?
You have like a long sock on.
I got a long sock on, bro. My God, but we were all doing, bro. That wrestling was fucking fun. I, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not the type of person to be like, oh, I wish I stuck with something, but wrestling was cool, and I learned a lot.
Wrestling was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
Hardest thing, and I learned so much, like, personal.
That's one of the most disciplined, like,
facts.
teaching sports. Like,
Contact sports, yeah.
Yeah,
Or just sports in general.
Yeah.
Bro, you're facing one person, and you're basically trying to defeat that person. It's different with a team, and you're using objects, a ball,
a chair,
mind games. I feel like it's a lot of mind games,
It's
like one-on-one.
mind,
Like,
yeah.
I'm gonna break this guy. If
Another
I can,
thing
like,
about
I'm not letting
image-
this guy score on me.
You could look at that person the right way, and they're like, "Oh fuck, I'm losing."
Yeah,
Right.
You know what I mean? So I came here, we wrestled, we all got
They hit
acquainted.
their legs.
Yeah. Oh, bro. They're all ripped. They're fucking 13. I'm like,
8th
bro,
grade,
they're
and they've
eighth
got like a
grade.
tattoo. It's like what?
Hold on, is that a fucking water tattoo? Were they able to do that?
T-shade and everything.
Hey, who's got a fire? Oh, there it is.
Lebanon.
Lebanon. Gee. I'm like, my God. That's the thing about Lebanon. They took that shit serious.
Oh, yeah.
I think I think wrestling and baseball, because people forget bro, I was on a travel team in baseball in Lebanon. Lebanon don't play with baseball. They really don't. So I met a lot of people that way too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then shit, I actually had to move to Fishers in like freshman year. I know we all remember that.
I was in Vincennes at the
You
time.
were in Vincennes.
Yeah.
Vince was in Vincennes. Fucking look
I
at
learned a
that.
lot of life lessons in Vincennes.
Same. I
actually.
learned so much in
I'll have
Fishers,
to
bro.
go through some of that stuff.
I learned I wasn't special in Fishers, and not in
Yeah.
a bad way.
I think
It was
true.
so big.
I think I'm the only one here that's just been a Lebanon boy for the most part.
Yeah?
My whole life. I think all of you.
It's
like,
crazy.
some other
It's a
places.
different experience, like people wise and cultures.
really
I guess
is.
even like
Definitely is.
even it's still in Indiana, but like a different
But
just
it's a
town,
complete
high school.
different-
Like they do shit differently. I don't know, like than Lebanon, I guess.
Yeah.
Man, you'd be so surprised. You'd be so surprised that how weird it is, even just within Indiana. Like you go into like, say our area here, and then you go to like
Go
inner
south.
city. Yeah, and you go to the inner city. Completely
Bro, yeah,
different world. like-
Naptown is not Indiana.
No.
It's a whole different state.
But it is. It's just so crazy how you could just go a little bit different way. You may be in a whole new area, and that shit humbles you.
It
quick,
really does,
you know.
yeah.
And I say you should try it sometime, or just to not even it's like move somewhere, maybe just any way to see more, to go experience out more.
Just talk to people and
Shit,
ask about.
With that being said,
Right.
that kind of brings in.
Like leads on into, I mean, like, okay,
go ahead and tell 'em.
Yeah.
for me, like my instance, I had just moved back from the West Coast, Washington, Tacoma, Washington. Like,
What not what made you, but was it an adventure mindset that?
Well, I should probably tell him who I am. I'm Jared, by the way. You can call me Jay.
Yes,
Call
sir.
me,
J Problems.
J Problems.
J Rock, J Money.
But so I've been here, most of my life. Just lived here, met everybody. First, Cody, of course, everybody pretty much in this town I know, and Cody, his younger brother Mike, I knew him growing up. We all grew up together. We're brothers. Like that's the type of bond that we have, is that like we are brothers, and I feel like that's crazy that you can make such a connection with someone who, they say it's like matters by blood, and it really, like, it doesn't. Like,
No.
of course I love my blood too, but it's like I love you guys like I love my blood. Like,
I can tell you how many situations we've been into where like I'd give you the shirt off my back and you'd give me the shirt off your back. Like,
Right.
You know what I mean?
Straight
And-
up, bro. Like, you stay here, bro.
Most
Yeah.
of us are at like all of our family events. I mean, at least
Mm-hmm.
maybe with my family, made more than a little bit of you guys. But like, you guys are always at my house. Like, we're always
right.
You guys come to my family Christmases and stuff all the time. We do all kinds of holidays and shit together. Like, we're constantly doing shit together.
But yeah, like that, man, we are all like brothers here, and it's crazy, and so move on. Then I go to third grade, move there. I meet Vince, man. And, he took me in at that moment. He invited me to his table to, the very first person to meet. I'm just coming to a new school. And, man, that's like mad respect. Like, I knew, Vince
Doesn't
day
taste like
one.
great. It's a weird flavor, man.
And,
Yeah, I can't tell you what made me do that. I don't know what.
I was like,
my
yeah.
mindset, hey,
like,
come.
Jared, you can sit wherever you want.
Yeah.
Dude's like, you can come over here. I was like, right on, man.
It's crazy
Yeah.
how one situation literally creates, and I like the word you've been using, bond, bro. Because
Right.
friends, acquaintances, they're very, and by disposable, I don't mean that in any disrespect. And maybe that's not the best word, but just, there's a difference, bro. And I mean, there's a difference between acquaintances and friends, and then there's a difference between friends, and we call it brothers. People might call it a different word, but you know what I mean? I talk to some people and they're like looking at me like, what are you talking about? Like, maybe they don't have that certain
saying.
relationship.
Yeah. And that brotherhood, that brotherly
Brotherhood.
bond, and I think that
Yes.
is with the sports, the wrestling, the football. That's another reason to try something new. It's just like experiencing
Yeah.
new. That's all
Yeah.
we're here for. We
The
just
bus rides and everything, the locker room.
and you'll get humbled quick, dude.
Yeah,
You'll
yeah.
get decleated, man. You may
Yeah.
get pin 1, 2, 3, 30 seconds. It doesn't matter. You're not
But
hot
guess who's
shit
still going to be
anymore.
there for you?
Your brothers. Either
Yeah.
way, we got you. Let's get better. Let's try to work on something. And I think that's something about what this is.
Yeah, hold
I
each
actually
other
got a beer in the
accountable.
freezer
What's
with
that?
a glass.
Hold each other
We grab-
accountable.
Right.
In life. And,
Yeah, and just being there for each other. Even like if you're down, man, like I'm, as in down and feeling like you're in a dark place, I'll be down there too. Then so furthermore, then I, down the road met you, Logan, in middle school, and me,
sir.
you moved there, and we just automatically click fucked around, jumping on the tables, acting like Assassin's Creed, and doing crazy shit just right off the bat. Like
Off
we,
the bat,
and
it was
it
no awkward state.
No.
like,
Yeah.
who are
And-
you? Why should I act this way? How should I act now?
Right. And man, we've been through a lot too. Like, dude, every single one of you guys, I have significant experiences with,
Yeah.
and there is no, like you said, man, nobody else. I'd rather be doing it with
Bro,
you
that's
guys.
the thing
Like,
too. Like, man, I was, you know what I mean? I was feeling a certain way, and it was just like, wait a minute, these are my brothers, man. Come sit down, and boom, it just lifts your spirit.
Right.
Mike Jeff, was there not a beer that was in the freezer?
There could have been. I didn't see it.
I'm gonna
There was,
grab it.
like all kinds of food in there. I didn't know.
But yeah, so I've lived here, and then I moved out to Washington just to branch out, just to learn more. I got to do some really cool things, like just get into welding, and then got that kickboxing in, some improv, just got to expand, do more things, and decided I wanted to come on back, and Actually, I had
It's a
a
ghost.
Yeah, there's a fucking ghost.
The Last Dab's haunted, guys.
the last time.
Something fell and we were not near it.
So what it was like COVID had
It was COVID, man. Was that the reason?
that's the reason why I came back.
You came back. So
Yeah,
COVID's
I wanted
the
to
reason
like
why you
help
came back.
out my mom at least, you know, and then so I was like, boom, and like nobody was there wasn't too many people in the airport, you know.
I had to go pick you up. I remember that.
Yeah, Vince picks me up, man.
That's
I surprised my mom, my
He
nephew.
came out with a mask on and shit.
Always
Yeah.
follow the route.
See,
What I have a rave mask on or what I have?
Yeah, something
Was
like
it
that.
a
I
normal
think he had
mask?
yeah, just a normal
It's
mask.
crazy how masks have developed in these past
My
months.
God.
true. That's a huge industry, just mask.
Right.
Why didn't we get into
Haley
this
was just
stuff?
Haley was just telling me about a Shark Tank episode that people are going back and looking at. This lady was trying to sell like masks and stuff. They're like, "Oh, we don't need that." We
Oh,
don't need
no.
that. And then,
Bro.
yeah, I bet she's making bank now. She's
Oh,
like,
no.
Mark
What if she gave
Cuban?
up?
Is it
Oh.
Mark?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she gave up.
Is Mark Cuban on that show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He screwed up there. He could have. He
Yeah.
could have sold that for sure right now.
Straight up.
But
So you came back from Washington.
And then, you know, we finally got to chill, you know, and then, you know, what a blessing it was to see like familiar faces and
see, you were out there, and we obviously stayed in contact with you as much as we could.
Yeah.
And but when you came back, it was like a reunion of a lifetime because we all going through some stuff, especially when COVID started. You know, doing the things in our lives, whatever it may be. And you know, now that you guys have got a little bit more of a history on us, and maybe it wasn't the best, we could have sat here and chatted for 3-4
Right,
hours just
yeah.
about how we met. But we wanted to give you a little bit, and it's going to tie into the simple fact that that's how this all started. Was, you know, Jared getting back home, and we got to start hanging out,
And we watched
and we watched.
The Last Dance,
Yeah.
or the I'm trying to say The Last Dance, The Last Dance,
the last
And-
day.
and-
with the great Michael Jordan. Now this was a documentary that has been talked about. I mean, it was in works for obviously it was in works for 20 years.
Right.
He knew he had made this.
pretty
Michael
much our
Jordan,
whole lifetime.
Our whole lifetime, he knew he was gonna make something for everyone to see that wasn't
waiting.
able to watch him play. That would give them the same fascination.
I was also heard like through some articles and stuff before that there's been so many other people that's tried to make their own documentary on
Yep.
him, and he said no.
He doesn't allow
He
it.
did not want anybody
Really?
else
I
to
didn't
make a
know that.
documentary
Yeah.
on him
You
unless
probably
it
just
was
knew that.
him.
Okay,
Smart.
I got this coming through.
That is smart. Like,
So
bro, I know
smart.
you're gonna mislead people and not. My name's gonna be on.
You're
the
gonna
line.
try to tell my story, and it's not gonna
From
happen.
your
Yeah,
perspective.
if anybody's telling my story, it's me. I mean,
Right.
look how great the dude was.
Yeah.
Like, gee,
And how dedicated, like they showed him to be like behind the scenes.
We
like
we got to see him.
You wasn't
real.
You wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
Oh,
He had
He
that
cried.
basketball court built on the set of
Looney Tune?
Right.
Bro,
Space Jam.
Space Jam.
Yeah.
Space Jam.
He literally had them build a
And
fucking
he
court.
would fly in NBA players that have pickup games, like talking shit to him at night.
He said,
and
"I'm
then
not
he'd
gonna play by
He'd go
myself."
film in the day and they played pickup games at night. Like that'd be. Imagine watching those pickup games between like all them. I guess that'd be cool.
So it was 2019, or was it? Well, it was this year. My God. So it was supposed to come
I
out.
wish it was
like-
2019.
Ah, man. It was supposed to come out, but didn't it come out a little early?
It's supposed to come out in
Yeah,
June.
it did.
Released
come
in
out early.
April.
and it was
What a
'cause of
miracle.
COVID.
Yeah.
I think they were like, "Oh, these people need something to watch."
Straight up.
And
And they knew Jared was coming back,
Yeah.
so they were like, you know what? Go ahead.
But yeah, we watched it. Like the episode came out every week, like once
Every
a week,
Sunday,
right?
yeah.
And we all got together and watched it, and it wasn't just specifically how great Michael Jordan was and how much we all liked him. It was just the fact of getting together, and every single time we were together doing our thing,
Yeah.
having a good time. But it was like every single time we were together, we were always talking about what was going on in our lives, you know, just all this crazy stuff, you know, recent stuff in the news, whatever it was. And we were like, the more and more we started talking about stuff at The Last Dance, watching him,
Right.
we're like, we need to do something. To like get
Just
together
can't
and
end.
do something.
What do we do?
Podcasts, just in general around the world, it is podcast time. Like
It's-
20 years ago, 10 years ago, podcast. What was a
What
podcast?
the fuck is a podcast?
That's all I do is listen.
It wasn't
listen to
a. It's
podcasts.
not a thing.
You
Was
that.
TED Talk yet? It was TED.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah,
TED
well,
Talk?
But that's
for-
not even a podcast.
It's not. It's not.
No,
Yeah.
it's like a presentation.
You
kinda.
guys
But I'm
in
trying to
front
think
of
of something
people.
that's close
There
enough.
wasn't.
Like a talk show, I guess, on TV. That'd be
Ellen?
the closest thing, like a late night
Well, they
talk
had
show.
a-
I guess.
But even that, that's
Radio
a
show.
I guess
Arsenio
a
Hall.
morning radio
radio
show, I
shows.
guess.
That's
Yeah, I
probably
guess
our
that'd be the
closest
first
thing is like getting.
You're the
having
one that
people
got
on
me
to
into
a radio
podcasts.
show.
Listen to Rogan.
Well,
Well, I was going to
3
say,
years ago.
everybody give thanks to Rogan. Like he paved
Paved
the road for podcasts. Like you know how many podcasts have started
Yeah,
since
you're-
him.
Yeah.
It's like no, I'm not saying he's specifically the person to get everybody doing it.
Yeah.
Everybody had their own reasonings for doing a podcast, but like
I see why they do it.
Yeah.
Like you know,
Here-
it's
here
He's
like
we
like,
are,
have you
but,
listened
like-
to podcasts? I was like, what? He's like, yeah, listen to this. I was like, okay. So I started like seeing who like, okay, how it worked and stuff like that.
Right.
Different guests and they're like 3 hours. Like, okay, like I got 8 hours of work.
I got
at
fucking
work.
time to kill. And it's brought a lot of people together. I
Right.
mean,
Giving me a lot of good information on life.
information.
Yes.
You can talk to people about it that you might not talk to. Like, oh,
Yeah,
maybe we don't agree
conversation.
on music and other things, but damn, we listen to this fucking podcast and we both really enjoy it. Like,
Yep.
we can share some things that we have in common.